Hey, my name is Andy and this is another YouTube for Charity video, and today we're going to talk about how to make content for your business. Now, I know that I'm talking to somebody today because this used to be me. I used to have my doubts and I'm going to address some of those today. So we're going to have practical advice coming from a place of firsthand experience that came in through that and now has come outside of that, and now look back and want to share that with you. All right, the number one excuse I normally hear from people about why they can't make or won't make content for their business is because they're shy in front of the camera or they don't like the way they look in front of the camera. I mean, look at me. I'm bald and I've been this way for more than a decade and I'm still in front of the camera. Here's the deal. The way you look when you're out in public, that's how you look. So you've already decided when you get up in the morning, I'm gonna wear this and I'm gonna look like this and I'm gonna go out and serve the public and meet my clients and meet referral partners and go to that meeting and have that appointment in my office and have coffee. So you've already decided that that's how you're gonna look and you're okay with that. Now all you gotta do is turn the camera on. Now that we're done with that, let's go on to some more practical things. All right, so the more practical side of this, you guys, is I don't know what to make content about. So right now I'm gonna give you a couple of really quick tips on what you can make content about regarding your business and or your service. Very broadly, anything and everything. More specifically, think about things you've talked to clients about in person or on the phone, where they've asked you a question and you provided a response that gave them guidance towards the answer they were looking for. That's content. Think of any text message you've sent to a client in response to something they've asked you. Think about the voicemail you left. Think about the email you wrote explaining something or giving more detail or more of a description about the product or the service that they were buying from you. Think about all the FAQs you've written on your website. Think about all the responses you've given on social media. All these things are ways you've already publicly said something, either with your voice or in writing, and maybe it just wasn't recorded. So you can also say those exact same things here on camera and use that to produce content down your channel. Now, most importantly is, as a professional, you are coming from a place of experience where you have stories that will meet someone right where they're at firsthand. So you telling them from a story perspective automatically helps make people feel more comfortable and that they know what you're doing. Just put it on camera. Just hit the record button and say it here just like I'm saying it to you right now. So now you're asking yourself, Andy, how can I amass a content library where I always have something I'm talking about and sharing and educating the public or the followers that I have in my business that I want to be seen by, referred by, and come to see me? And really the answer is, anytime you get asked a question more than once in a week, that means twice. If you get the same question twice in any week, that goes on your list of things you're gonna record content about. I did this 6 years ago when I was in the mortgage industry and we started getting the same question over and over and over. Hey Andy, what's a letter of explanation? What's a verification of employment? How do I fill out this gift letter? What's the credit card authorization? What is an earnest money deposit? So I finally told my assistant Gigi, hey Gigi, I know you're watching. I said, Gigi, we have to answer this question in mass because we're literally gonna be repeating ourselves time and time again. So we started keeping a list of all of these questions we were asked more than once in a week. And in the first month, we had 23 topics. And then that was just the first month. The point is that you're getting questions because it's your client's first time around with you typically, but it's not your first rodeo. And if you're in a sales industry, you've sold your product or your service maybe tens of times, hundreds of times, or possibly even thousands of times. So the advantage and the strength you have in answering the question that your company or your salespeople get asked one or more times a week is that you're always gonna have something to be talking about because clients are always asking really good questions that we can help them understand. Here's some solutions that will help you save time, and they all surround this simple idea, but it's imperative you ask yourself this question: how do I make my knowledge available when I'm unavailable? So here's 3 ways that I do that. Number 1, YouTube explanation videos, which you're watching right now. On this channel, over the course of doing a couple of different industries, I have explanation videos on how certain things work, what things I need somebody to know, or tutorials even on how the client can take the next right step and what it is they're trying to decide. That's the first thing. The second thing is write articles and FAQs that actually have support documentation online on your website. This could be blogs, this could be the top 5 most frequently asked questions, and you park that in a spot on your website. And lastly is give yourself access to documentation with cloud storage by storing it somewhere else that you don't have to be at your desk in order to access it and give it to the client. I found this particularly useful when I was in the mortgage sales business because a lot of times I'd be out of the office and I'd be meeting with people, I'd be going to networking events, I'd be going to appointments, and regardless of where I was at, I'd get a call, a text message, or an email, and a customer or a client would ask me for something, and I would have it in Dropbox. So they'd say, oh, I can't find XYZ form. Or, hey, where's that tutorial you wrote about XYZ? I'd send them the YouTube link. I'd send them the link to the blog that was on my website. Or I'd send them a direct download from Dropbox of the form that they were asking for. So what I did is I made the whole system support me being able to go out and do what I was supposed to do, so that even when I was doing that and I was unavailable to take the call or to write back right away, I could have the answer in video, an explanation in writing on the website, or the document or form itself at my fingertips to give to the client as fast as possible. Those are my top 3 solutions to making yourself available and making your content available even when you aren't. And I know we're not even talking about social media yet, which, maybe we'll get to next week, but I also know that's something that people are very, very cautious of doing, and they're afraid of doing because they're unfamiliar with it and they don't know how. Imperative for us to talk about is this. I know that you may feel that what you have to say carries little or no value. I know that because I've felt that. But I'm gonna tell you something that I told a room of 30 writers once when we were in a writing room. We were on a seminar, and myself and these other writers were discussing the challenges we have in writing as a ghostwriter for a devotional series. And one of the things that kept coming up that people were struggling with was the idea that what they had to share didn't carry any value. First of all, you're watching this video, and whether this brings value to you or not, I don't know, but I know that there will be some of you that get value out of this. Here's the question I asked that room. I said, all right, everybody here, there's 30 of us, remember, I said, everyone raise your hand if you've personally been touched in a profound way by something that another volunteer writer has produced for this devotional series. And every hand in the room went up. I said, all right, put your hands down. Now, everyone who's a writer in this room, raise your hand if you've second guessed or questioned yourself on whether or not you have anything valuable to share. And every hand went up. So what we realized there in that room that day is that we were all sharing that same fear or that hesitation that, oh, maybe we don't have anything to share that's of value, but we all had just previously admitted that we received something of value from another author at some point in time. So I want to demysticize the idea that what you have to share has no value. It's just untrue. And you may not know who it is that you made something for and that affects them. And you also will get the honor sometimes of learning who that is and receive that compliment and receive that gratitude and thankfulness because you honestly just don't know about what you might share to someone else that will help them out in their life or make the next right decision in what they're doing. So if you are hesitant to share what you have to share because you're afraid you don't have value, remember that you're on YouTube right now watching a video about someone explaining to you, not even knowing if I'm bringing you value or not. So let that sink in and then go take your next right step. Thank you so much for watching another YouTube for Charity episode. I hope that this has helped kind of bring some semblance to the idea of creating content for your business. If you have any questions, you can email me and I would be happy to help you out. And remember to like and subscribe, and then please, if you can, just share this with one person. It may be someone at your office, it may be your boss, it may be the salesperson you work for, or you may be a salesperson who you need to share this with your team. Share it with one person today, tell them to give it a watch, a like, and then ask them to share it with one other. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time, and we'll come back again soon with another video.